Hi everybody, here is Jens from Tabletop Generals, and today I do a game of Chain of Command, and I will do a solo game, just to try it out and to see how I can make it, or if it might be interesting for you to see me doing a solo game. Yes, what's the plan? The plan is an attacking German force, starting here on the road with some patrol markers. Will be delayed, hopefully so, by a British force starting over there with 3 patrol markers. And it is 18th or 19th of May 1940. The Brits and the French are on the retreat towards Dunkirk, and the Germans are on their heels and try to catch as many as they can. And here is a small town or village with some roads, some patches of wood, a destroyed building over here, another one over there. All the buildings provide hardcover. The barn and the outbuildings over there only provide soft cover. The stone walls provide hardcover, and the fences soft cover. That's more or less the table. Over there is some hedges. So, normal stuff, nothing special. So here is the attacking German platoon. The platoon is led by senior leader Hans Hirt. He will maybe join another branch in the future. Then we have the second senior leader. This is Manuel. And then we have, with the blue ring, it's Christian. With the green ring, it is Jens. And with the red ring, it is Sven. These 3 are our Patreons with German sounding names. So they are fielded today as junior leaders. And the force consists of 2 senior leaders, as I mentioned before, and 3 infantry sections, each with a junior leader with MP40, an MG 34, an LMG with 3-man crew and 6 additional riflemen. That's the German force. For a delaying action, I got 2d6 for force support, and we got 6 points of force support. And then I roll for my force morale, and it's a 6, so I start with force morale 11. Over to the Brits. Here is the British platoon for this game, and we have in there 2 senior leaders. One is Adam, Adam Bryans. It's the chosen name for our Patreon Rebecca van Dyke. With the yellow ring, we have Alan Downs. He's a buddy I knew from Twitter. I think it's good to get him some attention. And then we have empty boys AT rifle. So I have to get out 2 men of the rifle sections to man it. No, I have done that. And then over there is the 2-inch mortar. And then we have 3 infantry sections, each with sergeant, a 3-man brand team, and here's 6 riflemen, and over there, here is 7 riflemen, over there only 6, and over there only 6, so that I can have 2 guys for the boys AT rifle. So, and the squads are led by, with the blue ring from Alex, the green ring is Greg from Wargaming Welt. Over here Alex is Storm of Steel Wargaming, and over here is Joshua, and he also has a YouTube channel. And yeah, that's a small thank you for these 3 guys, so that they have the honor to fight for king and country against the Germans. So, well, that's the force. And then it's time to roll a dice to see how motivated the Brits are in today's game. And, oh, they are not really motivated. They only have a 1, so they start with force morale 8. For support, as the German player, I choose the light infantry gun and the pre-game barrage. And for the Brits, I've chosen the drinks cabinet and an additional 2-inch mortar. Yeah, so that's 6 and 3 support points. So then I will play out the patrol phase and show you where the jump off points end up. Patrol phase is done. The Germans got more or less a jump on the Brits. They ended up with 1 patrol marker over here, which gave us 1 jump off point over here. Then we have a string of 3 patrol markers there, which resulted in a jump off point here, right behind the wall, and 1 here in this patch of wood. And the Brits have 1 over here on their right flank. Then they have 1 in the center here behind that building, and the last one is right over here in that last building on the road. Yeah, so that was the patrol phase. Now it's time to get some dice rolling for the first phase of my first solo game. And yeah, and the Germans have the first phase. Yeah, and here we have it. A single 6 is nothing, a 5 is 1 point chain of command, and then we have a 2, a 3, and a 4 for the Germans. Yeah, Hans here, and Christian and Jens entered the table. Christian went tactical with his boys, and over here Jens told the rifle team to overwatch over there, and the MG team does overwatch in that direction. Well, it's some sort of interesting to do such a game as a solo game. what I've done is I looked upon it from the jump-off points from the British side and thought about how can they react. And to the squad from Christian, there is no point they can see them. So they went tactical because there is no reason to go on Overwatch. On the other hand, for the squad from Jens, and there is the possibility of getting some sight on of the Brits. So and they are always already in hard cover, so there's no reason to go tactical instead. So then it's time to roll some dice for the Brits. And they have 1 point for chain of command, the 6 is nothing, a senior leader and 2 ones. Yeah, what will the Brits do? For victory conditions, the Germans have to capture this jump-off point and hold it until the end of the turn. We have no line of fire right now to the Germans. But as I know the Germans have a pre-game barrage, I think it's a wise choice to try to bring some stuff in. And I will start with both of my light mortars coming in on a 4-up, and both of them come in. And then I will try the platoon sergeant, Alan, if he maybe joins the party. Cock dice. No. Alan stays out, so I have both light mortars to deploy. Here is one of the light mortars, 2-inch mortars, and the other one is right over here. I'm more than 4 inches away from the edge of the wood, so I can't be seen by the Germans. So it's time for Hans and his men to get the next phase. Oh, what do we have? Another point chain of command, a 2, a 3 and a 4. It's exactly the same roll as last turn. With the 2, Sven and his squad joined the battle and they went tactical. And then over here the light infantry gun comes in and went on Overwatch. So the 2 and the 3 are gone. Then over here Hans took over, and first of all he orders them up. 3d6 right behind that building, and they only should go right to that corner. Oh, that's 15 inches. That's a lot. And next he orders them up right through the gate to that door, and then he wants to join them, and they should make it right behind the squad from Christian, and they went 11 inch. Yeah, here are now 2 German squads advancing with their platoon leader, and as he has 1 command initiative left, he removes 1 point of shock, and I think we take it right over here. Because here is no enemy within line of sight, so he has a 9-inch radius where he can remove points of shock, so everything is fine. Well, then we head over to the Brits and see what they can make. They have a 5, which brings them up to 2 points chain of command. Then they have a 1, 3 and 2 4s. Yeah, with that role, I will try to bring in Alan, the platoon sergeant for the Brits, and he comes in. And with the 3, I try to bring in the rifle section from Alex with the blue ring, but he stays out. So only the platoon sergeant arrives. Yeah, I decided to place Alan here right behind that light mortar. Also out of line of sight for any German troops. So that was a short British phase. And now it's time for the Germans to get their third phase. Yeah. What do we get? A single 6 is nothing. A 4, 2 3s, and a 2. With one of the 3s, Sven put his squad on Overwatch. Both teams, both are covering in more or less the same direction as the light infantry gun. So then he is done with his 3. Over here, Hans took 2 of his command initiative and removed 2 points of shock. Then Christian removed 1 point of shock. And then he orders his squad up 3d6 right from here around the corner of the hedge towards that ruined building. So let's take a look how far they go. That's 11 inches. Yeah, then he has no command initiatives left. And then over here with the 2, the squad from Jens moves also 3d6 up, and Hans joins them. So he went with them, and they go 10 inches. And that should leave me with 1 command initiative from Hans, so he can remove another point of shock after the movement. Here is the German advance on the German right flank. Here's the infantry squad from Christian. And over here is the squad from Jens with Hans on the head of the column. And he removes 1 point of shock here from the rifles. So the Germans are done. And now it's time for the Brits. And they have a single 6 is nothing. They have 2 1s, a 2 and a 3. Well, I think it's very easy to say that we need... what do we need? I think I should try to bring in 1 squad. First, I have to roll for them. So the squad from Alex should be the first. Uses with a 3. So he don't make it. Then the squad from Greg, also with a 3. He comes in, and then I have a single 1 left. Now I have to check out what I want to do with that. But first, I deploy the squad from Greg. Yeah, it's very tough to play solo, I think. So, yeah, I very appreciate the work and the effort Alex and Greg put into their games, and it's not easy to do all that. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with the squad from Greg. Over here here in this woody place. One squad alone can't stand the firepower from an infantry gun and a German squad, so that's not a good option. Right over here I have no enemies within my field of fire. That's good right now, but on the other hand, when I deploy something over here at the backside of that building, they can't be seen from the front where the Germans are on overwatch. So I think I have a little bit of a chance to get some line of sight to the Germans, or at least prevent them from running over to the fence and then coming right here over the edge and capture the objective. So what I want to do is place one squad in that building, and as I brought it in with a 3, I will put it on overwatch in that direction. Yeah, Greg has done his job. His rifle squad his rifle team is in the ground floor, and he's upstairs with the Brand team, and both will go on overwatch with his 2 commands, and they will cover more or less the same area. And then I only have 1 left. And as I know I'm not able to see any Germans right now, I try to bring in my Boys AT rifle for the Brits, and they stay out. So then it's time for the Germans to take their next phase, and that's 5. There's another point chain of command. Then I have 2 4s, a 3 and a third 4, which I can't use. So I think then it's time for Manuel to arrive on the board. Yeah, the platoon sergeant Manuel has arrived. He orders the squad from Sven to leave the wood and join him near the ruined building. So they will leave it and go to the 6. That's 5 inches for them. On the other hand, Hans removes 1 point of shock because there are no enemies within line of sight. He can do that. Then he orders up that squad, and he orders up that squad. And Christian, before that, removes 2 points of shock. So the squad is shock free. And then they should advance right here, so that they are right behind that fence. So that's the first thing. And they go 5 inches. And then that squad, including Hans, tries to go as fast as possible. And wait. And they went 3d6 to reach their comrades. And they go 11 inches. Yeah, the squad right out of the woods. And over here we have a long line of German troops advancing right around that ruined building. They also get 2 points of shock for moving at the double. Yeah, I'm out of the 90 degrees angle from the windows, so I can't be seen from the Brits, so there is no Overwatch fire right now. What do the Brits get? 6 is nothing, 5 is a point chain of command. They are at 3 right now. Then we have 2 senior leaders and a junior leader. Yeah, with the German advance there is nothing I can do without other than trying to deploy one squad, and I will take the squad from Joshua, and he don't make it through the barrage. And then, yeah, that was the British phase. Over to the Germans. And the Germans have 2 points chain of command, 2 1s and a 4. German phase. Right over here, with the 2 1s, I built a 2. And this section will be joined by Manuel, and they try to get right over here to that wall of that building, and they will run 3d6, and they make a 14-inch move. That's quite good. And on the other side, Hans will remove 2 points of shock from the rifle section, from the rifle team, and the MG team from this squad from Jens, and then they will advance to that door and will use a 2d6, and they will go 6-inch. At the end of the movement, the squad from Jens is over there, and the squad with Manuel and Sven is over there. They also get their 2 points of shock. So it's time for the next British phase, and they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means they have now 4 points for chain of command, and they have a lot of stuff to do. Still British phase. Well, let's put it that way. I can try to bring in 2 sections. Right over there in the woody place, and try to get a blow on the Germans right there. But that means that the objective is nearly only defended by a light mortar and a senior leader, which could be some sort of not enough. On the other hand, when I only deploy 1 squad over there, I'm not sure if they have a standing, if they have a chance with the fire, which they exchange with the infantry section and the light infantry gun. I also have the platoon leader outside the table, and still the boys AT rifle. That is not very helpful, but I think I will start with rolling for the boys AT rifle if they arrive. And they make it through the barrage, so they are here. Then I try to bring in the squad from Alex with 3. No, they don't make it. Then I try to bring in the squad from Joshua, and they come through the barrage. So I have to make a decision about them. and then yeah, Adam will stay outside the table. British deployment. The squad from Joshua deployed. Also the boys AT rifle. And with this squad and AT rifle providing line of sight, I can fire both light mortars. And first I tried to, I use them and try to get some HE shells right into the infantry squad. Oh, should I do that? No, I have to try to blind the infantry gun. First with the light mortar in the woods. And I think that's on target. Yep, 5 is a hit, so the infantry gun is blinded. Next we will shoot with these, with the rifle section, no, the infantry section at the Germans over there. We have 6 shots for the Bren gun and 7 for the rifles, needing 5s because we are over 18 inches apart. And that looks like 5 hits. Yeah, we had 5 hits on the Germans. The Germans are in soft cover because most of them are only seen with the upper body. The rest is behind the hedge. So we put 3 hits on the rifle team. Oops, nothing. 2 1s and a 2, and 2 on the MG team. And there is also nothing. Well, that was, whoa, a heck of a roll. Then we have the boys AT rifle, needing a 4 is a hit. And then we have a rifleman. Soft cover means open is 1 point of shock. And then I have 1 light mortar left, and he also tries to get some grenades into these chaps, and we have 1 hit, and that hit also goes to the rifle team. And 1 point of shock. Wow, that was a lucky one for the Germans. Well, then that was it for the British phase. Let's head over to the Germans. German phase. And we have a single 6 is nothing and a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a very good roll. Yeah, what happened in the German phase? Hans put everybody here on tactical, so they are waiting for the right moment to attack. Over here, Manuel removed 3 points of shock with his 4, and the 2 meant that the squad, including Manuel, will advance to the building and then move in that direction. And at the end of the movement, they turn in the direction they came from. We go 3 inch. That's not much, but it will help a bit. Oh, only 2 inch, because we have 1 point of shock on the MG team. After that short movement, and nothing else to do, the Brits are. And they get 2 4s, 2 3s and a 1. I think what that means is I try to bring in the last section, the section from Alex. and he comes in on a 4 up. Yes, he's here, which leaves me with a 1 and a 3. And then I try to bring in Adam on a 4 up. No. And then yeah, that's okay for me. Then Adam stays outside of the table, and then first I deploy Alex and his squad, and then I will see what I want to do with the 3 and the 1. One thing I noticed a few moments ago in the last British phase, I only had a 1 for the AT rifle. I don't have 2 1s for the mortars. But I did not use a 4. So what I did was I used the Allen with the 4 so that the light mortar can, from behind the building, can put the smoke over there. And what that also meant is that the Germans are 1 inch nearer to the building, because they were not shot up by another mortar. One of the bad things you have to keep in mind when you are playing against yourself. Yeah, it's hard when you when you have to think about so much stuff. Well, then it's time to get Alex on the board and his boys. Yeah, British phase nearly done. Deployment is done. Joshua put his squad on Overwatch. Alex put his squad on Overwatch with the brand team. He's in the upper floor and his riflemen are in the ground floor. Next up we have Alan. Alan will order the mortar to fire. So we have 2 HE rounds right into them. They can be seen by some Brits, so there is a chance of, but we have no hit. The other mortar tries to do the same, and they get 1 hit. And we put it on the rifle team, and nothing. Yeah, that was the British phase. Over to the Germans. And the Germans have a double phase, 2 points chain of command, and a 1. Well, for the Germans, that seems a perfect opportunity. With the 2 5s, I have a full chain of command dice to end the turn, and I have a double phase. That would remove the smoke and every Overwatch the Brits have. That could come in very handy. But I'm not sure about that. Right now it is to if the next turn or the next phase is not good enough, I will be caught by the Brits with my pants down. So I will only take the 2 points, and yeah, that's it. And then I roll the next phase. As per our house rule, we only have a max of 3 phases in a row. So and we don't drop a dice. So here's the next German phase. And here we have 2 1s, a 2, a 4, and a single point and a single 6, which is nothing. What I will do is now taking the 4 and will use Manuel, and he will go with his boys right around the corner, and they will move 3d6 from here right over to there, 10 inches. And after that, Manuel can remove both points of shock, and then we have 4 left for Hans, but I think we will not do anything right now. Yeah, movement done, shock removed. Now it's time for the British phase. And the Brits have a 5, which is a point for chain of command. Now they are up to 5. And they have 3 3s and a 2, which meant they can only hold their position and can't use any mortars or stuff like that. So it's the next German phase. And they have another double phase, and a 2, a 3, and a 4. Yeah, German phase with the double phase, and a 2, a 3, and a 4. I think it's time to do some advance to be prepared for the next phase, which is coming up. First, the squad will use the 2 and will advance 2d6 in that direction. I probably can run, I only will go 2d6. 2d6 is enough. And that's 8 inches. Then we try to figure out if the Brits want to use their Overwatch. That's that. Then over here, Hans will give the squad from Jens the order to move tactical in that direction. And he also orders up the squad from Christian, also tactical, towards the fence. Starting with the squad from Christian, and they will move 5 inches. And the squad from Jens, they will move up also 5 inches. That's a very good result. And yeah, I will do the movement, and then I look if there is some Overwatch fire from the Brits. Yeah, that's how the German movement went. Next up is the British. They have some Overwatch which they can use. They can Overwatch from there against the squad from Christian. They have 2 4 rifles and 6 shots from the Bren, which brings up to a total of 10. 10 shots, against the squad from Christian. Only hitting on 4s, 6 hits, makes 3 for the rifle team and 3 for the G team. Due to the tactical movement, both teams are in hard cover. First up, the MG team. 1 dead, 1 point of shock. And then the rifle team. 2 points of shock. Is it Christian? No. So we lose 1 on the MG team, I think I said, and took 3 points of shock. Yeah, that's 2 on the rifle team, 1 on the MG team, and here 1 guy dies. First casualty of the game. Then we have from over there the squad from Alex, and they will open fire on these guys here in the open. They are not in the open, they are in soft cover because of tactical. Yeah, and there are needed 5s to hit because of the long range. 4 hits. Makes 2 for the rifle team and 2 for the MG team. The rifle team, 1 dead, 1 point of shock. And the MG team, nothing. Is it Jens? No. Oh, 1 man of the rifle team dies, and there is a point of shock. And then over to Joshua. The Brand team has no line of sight, no Germans in the arc of fire, so we only have 6 rifle shots against these Germans, also in soft cover, and they are in long range. Ooh, but there are 4 hits. Good shooting. 2 for the rifle team, 1 dead, and 2 for the MG team, another dead. Is it the leader? Is Sven hit? Yes. Maybe. Can't also be Manuel. Let's find it out. And it's Manuel. What happened to him? Oh, he's only light, only gets a light wound, and therefore I take out 1 man of the rifle team, and then I have to roll for bad things happen. Senior leader wounded on a 2 is -1, which brings the Germans down to force morale 10. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, then I have a 3 left. And yeah, with the 3, Christian will remove 2 points of shock. Yeah, that's his job, because the squad was ordered by Hans, so everything is fine. Yeah, that's that. So then I place some markers, and then I'll be back for the next German phase. So the wound marker is placed, and that's it. I don't think the Germans have to end the turn right now, because most of the Brits are no longer on Overwatch. Yeah, so we do, only roll the next phase. And we have a 5, which is another point for chain of command. 2 2s, a 3, and a 4. German plan for the next phase. Yeah, what's the plan? Plan is Christian and his squad, they will open fire at the Brits over there. Then the squad from Jens, including Hans, will do a 2d6 move right to that edge, and then I will use the command initiative from Jens and from Hans to throw some grenades into the ground floor over there in that greenish building. And with the last command initiative from Hans, he will order them up, and then we might have a close combat, some sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's how the Germans want to do it. And then we start with the LMG from Christian's squad and 2 riflemen over there, and they will shoot at the Brits in the greenish building. We're needing force to hit, makes a total of 3. Yeah, then the Brits take 2 on the rifle team. Nothing, because of hard cover, and 1 on the Brand team. Nothing. So that's that. So they are no longer tactical. Then the squad from Jens will advance. 2d6 minus 1 inch for shock, for the shock. Oh, that's 12 inches. But as we have a distinguished point where we want to stop our movement, we will not go all the 12 inch at the time. So I do the movement, and then I come back for throwing some hand grenades. Yeah, I place the infantry squad over there, and now I take the 2 command initiatives from Jens to throw grenades. I'm less than 6 inch apart, and because it's ground floor, it's -2 or an additional 2, so I need an 8 for the first. And there it is. 1 grenade lands right through the window. The second hand grenade. No. And then we take 2 more hand grenades from Hans. So he orders 2 more riflemen to throw hand grenades. The first one is a hit. And the second one is a hit. So that's 3 hand grenades into the ground floor. Yeah, each hand grenade in enclosed room is 3 hits. So we have, what do we have in the ground floor? I think there is the rifle section, or the rifle team from the Brits. Yes, there are 6 men in the ground floor, and then we have all these dice against the rifle team. And what do we have? We have 2 kills and 3 points of shock. So is one of the hits, can it be the junior leader? No, it cannot, because the junior leader is upstairs. So he can shout at them, but there is no harm can done to him. So we have 3 points of shock. They are here, and 2 dead. So then we have left the command initiative from Hans 1 to send in Manuel and that rifle infantry squad for a close assault. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, we only need, what do we need? Let's have a look. We are less than 6 inch apart. So I take 2 dice to attack the Brits in the building. And here are 6 inch. So we close in on the Brits and then have some fighting. Yeah, everything is set up for close combat. As you see here in the building, there is no clear line for the Germans to, went up the stairs to engage the Bren team, including the junior leader. So I decided to only attack the rifle team, which leads to, not a good ratio for the Brits according to the dice. We have 4 men left from the rifle team, and I moved 2d6 to enter close combat, but the Brits have 3 points of shock, which removes 1 dice, and after they defending hard cover, they get 2 dice, 1 dice for every 2 dice they have, which brings the Brits up to 7 dice. On the other hand, the Germans have 8 men. They have a junior leader with 2 command initiatives, a senior leader with 2 command initiatives, and both have a submachine gun, which makes a total of 16 dice. So first I will roll for the Brits, how many hits they score. Ooh, that's 4 kill and 4 points of shock against the Germans. That's a very good roll. And now we will see how well the Germans do. And the Germans will kill, I'll roll this one again, and the German kill 5. And yeah, there are only 4 Brits, so team is wiped out. Then I have to roll if a German leader is hit. Take 1 dice. On a 5 up, no German leader is hit. It's a leader. Which of them? Is it Sven or is it Manuel? It is Manuel. What happens to Manuel? Manuel gets another wound, a flesh wound, and loses a command initiative. So, well, then I have 3 additional kills to take, and then I will take 1 out of the MG team and 2 out of the rifle team. And then I take 4 points of shock. I think I will take them from the Brits over there. So then we have a senior leader wounded. On a 1 is -1, which brings the Germans down to 9 force morale. And then we have to roll for the Brits for losing a team. Team wiped out. On a 1 is nothing. Oh, after that, close combat, the Germans occupy the ground floor with the rest of their troops. Yeah, the Germans have occupied the ground floor, and 2 points of shock for the MG team and 2 points of shock for the rifle team. Yeah, and then it's up to the Brits to get their face. And they have 1, 3 and 4 fours. What a bad roll. Yeah. Then we try to bring in Adam from, Can he make it? Yeah, he makes it. So I have 2 senior leaders and a junior leader for the Brits to do something. So first things the Brits want to do is get the light mortar firing on the Germans there in the open. And it will be done by Alan, but then the Germans use their chain of command dice to interrupt. And yeah, Hans and the group from Jens, they will cross the road and try to get right to that point with 3d6 movement, -1 for the point of shock. And that's a 10-inch move. Yeah, the 10-inch move brought the Germans right into safety, which only leaves the squad from Christian over there as a good target for the light mortar, and he will be shot by the group from Greg can see them, so hitting on a 5. It's one hit, and the Germans will take it on the rifle team, and it's nothing. So that light mortar only has run 1 round of HE left. Then Alan will enter the building with 6-inch, so that he can give some orders and put the entire thing on Overwatch again. Overwatch markers are here. He put the rifle team on Overwatch. He can't do it with the rest. So that's him done. Then over here we have Adam. He orders the light mortar to fire, again against the squad from Christian. 1 hit, and again it's the rifle team. And it's a kill. Is it the leader? No. Just one dead rifleman. And now I think they have 2 HE rounds left. And then they are still on Overwatch, that's fine. Which leaves me 3, and with the 3, Greg in the upper floor will open fire at the squad from Christian. And there we have 6 shots from the Bren and 1 from his own, bringing up to 7 shots, hitting on 4th. 3 hits. And the Germans are in soft cover, so taking 2 hits on the rifle team. 1 point of shock and 1 hit on the MG team. A dead. Is it Christian? No. That's that for the Brits. And then let's go over and roll the command dice for the Germans. And the Germans have a 5, a single 6, and a 1, 3, 4. Well, it's not much to do. Hans will remove 3 points of shock, so he's done. Keep his men ready to fight. Over here, Christian will remove 1 point of shock and adds another. He can leave that shock, and he would bring 2 guys up to the MG team, so that the team is at full strength. Which takes 2 of his command initiatives. And then I have 1 left, and with the 1 I will open up fire with my MG team, bringing 8 shots into the squad from the Bren team from Greg over there in that greenish building. Needing force to hit, 4 hits. It's only 1 team, so there's nothing to share. Hardcover, nothing. Well, that was a short one. Then it's time to roll some dice for the British. Right now the Germans are in a good spot, but we have to see how it works. What do we have? A single 6 is nothing, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 3. As it stands right now, I have no use for the 2 I rolled, but I put them at the side. First, Adam is ordering the light mortar to fire, again against the squad from Christian. No hits, so only 1 HE round left. Then he will advance 1d6 to get in range of Joshua's boys. And then he will order the rest of the squad to go on Overwatch as well. So that's Adam done. And then, yeah, they have no target, so I can't use the 2. And so I will use the Bren gun again from Greg and his rifle. And then we get some bullets into the squad from Christian. Wow, that's 5 hits. That's very good. Christian has 3 hits on the rifle dudes. That's 2 points of shock because we are in soft cover, and 2 hits on the MG team. A dead and a point of shock. Is it Christian? No. So 3 points of shock and a dead. Oh, that was it for the British phase. Then, yeah, 3 points of shock. 2 on the rifle dudes, and 1 on the MG, and another kill on the MG team. And then it's time to get the Germans going. And they end the turn. And before the turn ends, they have 2 3s. That's great. Yeah, with the end of turn and knowing that the Overwatch will go away, also the jump off point for the Brits will go away after this phase. The smoke, that's a great opportunity. So what will I do? I will first use Christian, and he will rally his troops and removes 2 points of shock. That's the first things that's gonna happen. And inside the building, Sven will remove 1 point of shock from each of his squads, teams. So both 3s are gone, and then the turn will end. Which means the Brits have to roll for bad things happen, for losing a jump off point. And a 4. A 4 is, I think, -2. Yeah, the 4 is a -2 on force morale. So the Brits are at force morale 6. The Germans are on a 9 because of 2. Because of Manuel wounded 2 times. And the Germans have 3 chain of command points, and the Brits still have 5. So now it's time for the Germans to get their next phase. Okay, well, at least they have 3 points for chain of command, which brings them up to the next dice. And the single 6 is nothing, and the 3 will give me the opportunity to shoot with the light infantry gun at the squad from Joshua. I think that's the best target I have right now. And so I have 6 HE shots against the rifle team. 2 hits. And then we have one hit on the rifle team, a dead, and one hit on the brand team. A point of shock. Is it a British leader or only a normal rifle dude? It's only a rifle dude, so I can remove one guy and deliver a point of shock, and that's that. Now, next British face. Oh, they have a double face and a 5 and 2 3s. With the 2 3s, that's good. The 5 brings them up to a chain of command dice. Yeah, lots of things can happen right now for the British. Yeah, first thing I'm gonna do is, Alex will order his section to go on Overwatch, covering that lane of approach. And over here, Joshua orders his guys to open up fire on the light infantry gun. 6 shots from the Bren gun, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more for the rifle team. It's long range, so needing 5. 3 hits. Three times hard cover for the Germans. 2 points of shock. So that was the first British phase. Just put 2 points of shock over there. And then we roll the next British phase. And we have 2 more 5s, a 4 and 2 1s. Yeah, British phase. Over here, Adam orders Joshua and his boys to open fire at the light infantry gun, needing 5s again. That's a very good roll. Oh my lord. 8 hits. 8 hits. 4, 8. Hard cover. A dead and a point of shock. Is it the leader? No. Whoa, that was very good shooting. Well, that's one of his command initiatives. A second one will remove that point of shock. I can hand over to the Germans, and then he orders the light mortar to blind the infantry gun so that it's not able to shoot again. Some smoke. 2 that drifts somewhere. I have to check it out on the chart. Yeah, the 2 is not good enough. It's 6 inch to the left. Then I will use the 1 over here for the second attempt with the smoke. And the 3, come on, the 3 is uh, 6 inch behind. It should be right over there. And then, what did I have left? Oh, and then it's over here, the Brent team can fire 6 shots into Christian's squad. Needing 4s, 2 hits, 1 for the rifle team, it's a point of shock, and 1 for the MG team. Another kill! Is it Christian? Yes, Christian takes a bullet. Oh, is it hard? He only gets a light wound, and therefore loses a command initiative. Yeah, well, I think that's it for the Brits. Yeah, then I prepare everything and then I will roll for the Germans. Here's the second smoke. And then for Wounded Christian, I have to roll if we care about his flesh wound. Oh, I think we care a lot. I think that's probably -2. Which brings the Germans down to 7. Yeah, and then we have a German face. And we have a 5, 2 3s, and a 2. 6 is nothing. 5 is the next point for chain of command. And then we have some junior leader action. Yeah. I have to figure out what I want to do, and probably the Brits will interrupt. But we have to see that in a second. Yeah, first thing I want to do with the Germans is to use the junior leader here. And the Brits don't like it. So I think they will use their chain of command dice to interrupt and get another 11 shots on the infantry gun, needing 5s. Make 5 hits out of it, and therefore the Germans have to roll 5 saves and 2 points of shock and 1 kill. And is it a leader? No. So we lose another guy. Now we have 4 men and 5 points of shock, which pins the unit. And 1 other guy dies. So, yeah, and then I will not use the 3 over there, but the Brits have spent their chain of command dice. But I think it's a good trade for the Brits. Then we have left the squad right over here. And then we have the squad from Sven, and then we have the squad from Jens. And I think what we want to do is, first of all, we use this squad and fire at the Brits in the building, which are 8 and 9 shots. 8 on that one, hitting on 4s. That's 6 hits. 6 hits. Here are 4, 2 points of shock, and 2 more, nothing. 2 points of shock for Greg and his Bren gun team on the first floor. And then we have to check out what's the rest, what the rest will be. I think we take the squad from Jens, and we will do 1d6 movement and shoot with half range of fire. And then I think Sven will throw some hand grenades inside the building. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. So the movement for the squad from Jens will be 2-inch. It should bring up the MG team and, yeah, I think 1 or 2 riflemen. Well, I looked up, I can't throw grenades up the stairs because I'm not far enough away. I have to be 4 inches away, so I'm not able to do that. What I think I will do is I will move a little bit in the ground floor and open fire on, yeah, come on. No, not on the top floor, on the squad from Joshua, right out of the windows. But first of all, here are 11 shots. Because of movement, it's only 5. And I'm within 18, so I'm needing 4s. And that's 2 on the rifle team, 2 dead, wow. 1 on the brand team, nothing, and 1 on the boys AT rifle, nothing. And is it a leader? No. Just 2 more dead rifle dudes. Yeah, and then what do we have here in the ground floor? It's the MG, and yeah, that's it. I use machine gewehr, which gave me 10 shots, 4, 6, 10. I'm needing 4. 5 hits. And then we have 2 on the rifle team, 1 point of shock, and 2 on the brand team, 1 point of shock, and a boys AT rifle, 1 point of shock, or 3 points of shock, and 2 dead in the round of shooting before. Yeah, that's that for the Germans. I have to place some shock and remove casualties, and then we head over to the British. Casualties are removed, shock is placed, and over here I put 2 tactical markers over here to indicate that these guys are pinned. Yeah, and then we have a British face. What do we have? A 5 is a point for chain of command, a single 6 is nothing, and then we have yeah, a 1, 2, and a 3. Yeah, what can we do with that? I think it's 1 team and a junior leader and another team, I know, a section. Yeah, I think that will work. Yeah, British planning is done. What will I do? I will open the fire with Joshua's squad right against the infantry gun. They only need, I think, 3 more shock or a kill and 1 shock to be broken. I think that's a very good plan to get some drops on the German force morale. And then I have the light mortar, which can join into that firing. And over here, Greg can use 1 command initiative to remove 1 point of shock, and then his team can fire at the squad from Christian. We will start with Joshua's chaps, and we have 4 and 6 makes it 10 shots. 4, 6, 10, and hitting on 5s. 6 hits against the Germans in hard cover. Yeah. Two dead. Is it the leader? Yes, it is the leader. What happens to him? He's knocked unconscious. So we have a leader thrown down on the floor, and then we have 1 kill. Yeah, and then I think they break. And yeah, what's next? Next is Greg removing 1 point of shock and open fire on the squad from Christian, giving him 7 dice, hitting on 4s. 3 hits on the rifle team. Oh, wrong dice, but I will keep 2 points of shock right here. 2 points of shock. And then 3 on the MG team. 1 kill. Is it Christian? Yes. What happens to Christian? He loses another command initiative, so he dies. So Christian is out of the game. Bad things happen. Bad things happen. Is a 5 for junior leader killed. That's very bad. And over here we have junior leader wounded. It's also bad. And then we have a team breaks. Team breaks is a 5. So we have killed, wounded, and team breaks. That should be a lot. Yeah, that was a bad turn for the Germans. Christian, being out of the game, is -2. The junior leader from the gun taken out or wounded is a -1, and team breaks is a -1 as well, which brings the Germans down from force morale 7 down to 3. And they ran away 11 inch, so he will not rout. But they are now behind the wood and can't be seen anymore. Yeah, all that said and done, it's time for a German phase. And with only 3, I think I have to only roll 3 dice. Yes, 3 dice for the Germans. Can Hans turn the tide? And we get 2 5s and a 3. 2 5s brings me up to a half of a chain of command dice, and I have 1 already. And with the 3, the squad inside the building will make a jump on the rifle of the remnants of the rifle section from Greg. Here is the roll for hand grenades. Yeah, that's in light cover -1 is 4, as in it's 2 grenades which hit the British. 2 grenades in enclosed space. Is 1 dead and 2 points of shock. Is it Greg? Oops. Is it Greg? No. So we have 1 dead and 2 points of shock before we enter the combat. Yeah. And then I have to figure out how it works, how many dice each side has. Well, before I can lay out any dice, I have to enter close combat, and I need what did I need? Oh, it's inside the building, so I have 2 dice and remove the lower one. So I have advance of 5 inch. Yeah, over here Greg and his brand team are defending. There are 2 guys left. Greg has 2 command initiatives, and the Germans advanced with 1 dice. This dice I remove because of shock, and because they are defending light cover, they gain 1 additional dice for every 3 dice they have, which brings the Brits up to 5 dice, needing 5s and 6s. 6s are additional shock. So we have 2 kills and 1 shock. And for the Germans we have 5 riflemen, and we have a command initiative for the leader 2, and he has a MP40, which brings up to 9 dice, needing 5 and 6s. 6s are shot. Yeah, all 3 are done. So Greg is captured and the Bren team is wiped out. On the German side, is it the leader? No. So we just remove 1 guy out of the MG team and 1 out of the rifle team and get an additional point of shock. Yeah, that was that for the German phase. Yeah, the Germans have occupied the greenish building over there. And now we have to roll 2 bad things happen for the Brits before I can roll their command dice. First of all, we have a team wiped out. Is a -1, which brings the Brits down to 5. And then we have junior leader Routes, because he's, some sort of kidnapped. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. And with a 3, that's also a minus. Junior leader Routes is a minus. Routes on a 3 is a -2. So the Brits are down to 3. We are now equal on command dice. So then we roll for the British phase. And the Brits have a 1, a 4 and a 5. 5 brings them up to 4 chain of command points. And with the 1 and the 4, I think over there Adam can do a lot of harm. And we have a light mortar, which can also do a lot of damage. Yeah. Let's head over to the Brits, and here I think what we will do is with Adam, he will order the light mortar to fire first at the Germans over there. That should be 2 dice hitting on 5s. Nothing. Oh, he's out of ammunition, but it was also his last HE round, so no harm done. And then on the other hand we have the Bren gun team with 6 shot and 4 additional riflemen. Yeah, but before that happens, the Germans will interrupt. From here we got 11 dice, shooting at Greg's, no, not Greg's, Joshua's section, needing 4s. 6 hits. Let's spread it evenly. 2 on the rifle team. A dead. 2 on the Bren team. 2 dead. And 2 on the Boys AT rifle. 1 point of shock. Is it a leader? No. We have 3 kills, but no leader. After all the casualties are dealt, from 11 shots, more or less, the Brits had, only 7 remain, needing 4s. It's 4 hits against the Germans, and that's 2 on the rifle team. Soft cover, nothing. And 2 on the MG team. 2 points of shock. And then Mr. Adam over there will remove 1 point of shock from the boys AT rifle. Will he do that? No, he will put one of the rifle dudes to the Bren gun team. And then we have the mortar team left, and the mortar will try to get an HE shell into the squad from Jens. 1 hit, and the rifle team is a point of shock. Yeah, the rifle team, 1 point of shock. And that's that. So, next phase is German. And we have 2 1s and a 3. With the 3, the leader, Sven over here, will remove 1 point of shock and will add 1 guy to the to the MG team. And then with the 1, that MG team will move 1d6 and fire with half effect on them. And down here, that MG team will fire at them as well. How far did that MG team get from over there? They reached the window, no problem. Yeah, I will use the combined firepower of both machine guns. One has moved, so from 8 shots down to 4, and the other one has 8, but minus 1 for the shock, makes it 7. These guys hitting on 4s. Target is the Brand team. 5 hits. And therefore we have 2 on the rifle team. 1 point of shock. Then we have 2 on the rifle team. 2 points of shock. And 1 on the... one on the boys AT rifle. At dead. Okay. He did not order any, he issued no orders there. So I have 3 points of shock additional to the rifle section. I have 4 guys, including Adam, is 5. And now 5 points of shock, so they are fine. But the AT gun, AT rifle, will break. So we have team breaks. A 6. That's always good. You hear sometimes on some channels, and I think here it's also bad news for the British. Yeah. With that -2, the Brits are down to force morale 1. Yeah. And with force morale 1, I think there is... how many dice do I have? Reduced by 3. I have only 2 dice. We will give it a try for 1 additional round. And we have a 2. We can't remove any shock. And we have a 6, which brings us nothing. Well then, we will shoot from there. We have 1 rifle and the Bren. The Bren 5 dice and 1 rifle 6 shots. At the Germans in soft cover right here. Needing force. 3 hits. 2 on the rifle team. A dead and a point of shock. And 1 on the MG team. Nothing. Here was a shock. The shock on the rifle team. Is it a leader? Yes. And which one? It's the small leader. It's Jens. Jens is hit. And he loses. He's knocked unconscious. He falls over. Boop. And bad things happen for that. Nothing. We don't care. We are on the winning streak. Some sort of. Yeah. Next German phase. A 4, a 1 and a 5. The 5 brings the German up to 4 command dice. The 4 is more or less everything they need for Hans to finish off the Brits. And with the 1 I can activate the MG team over there. With the 1 and the 4, what we do is as follow. Hans will take over the command of the machine gun team. He will remove 1 point of shock and use machine gewehr to dagger down there the Brits. And with the 1, the MG team from the upper store from the upper floor will also fire. So it's 8 from the MG right behind the window, needing force, 5 hits, and then we have 10 shots from the MG team down there with Hans coordinating the fire. And that's 4 more. 9 hits onto the British. Over on the British side we have 5 guys with 5 points of shock. And yeah, it's but tactical point it's better if the rifle guy dies. So we take 5 hits on him. And we have 2 dead, so he only dies once. And if the hit is a leader, then we gain 1 point of shock. And for the Brand team, we have a dead and a point of shock as well. Now here only 1 can die. So is the dead one a leader? No. So we lose 2 guys and gain 2 points of shock. That could be tricky. Well, after removing the casualties, we have a Brand team and a junior and a senior leader with 4 points of shock. So they are pinned right now. And for the British side, I have to roll for Team Wiped Out. Team Wiped Out for the rifle team. And yeah, 6s are always good, as we mentioned sometimes before, and it's a -1, and so the Brits are at force morale 0. What's to say about that game? I'm not sure about, but I will come back in a second. Yeah, here is my solo wrap up for the game. As it's no as it's no campaign game, there is no paperwork or stuff to do like that. So it doesn't hurt too much that Christian was badly wounded twice, and Jens fell over, and Manuel was wounded, and Greg was captured. That's only nice fun facts. By the way, Greg does an outstanding job on his channel Wargaming World. If you don't know him by now, please check him out. The same counts for Alex. Storm of Steel Wargaming, also a very nice chap, great channel, please check him out as well. And also our ex-socialist over here, Joshua. He also has a YouTube channel. Also fine chap. I know him for a reasonable time. Does nice stuff on YouTube. Please consider checking out these 3 channels. About playing solo, what's to say about that? Playing solo is some sort of fun, very fun, but I was not, or I could not imagine that it's that hard. It was not, it not overwhelmed me, but in normal games you have a discussion with your opponent. He reminds you of stuff, and here you have to remember all by your own, which gets me one time when I thought I can fire all mortars, only because now I have line of sight through a friendly unit, and probably I made some other mistakes, but ooh, is that hard playing solo. But I liked it, so I will continue. I hope you like it too. And if you like what you see on our channel, and if you want to support us on our journey through the Second World War, consider to support us on Patreon. If you do support us, then you have the honor to lead a platoon or a squad, and hopefully in the future I can hand over some medals for bravery. Here in this game, I think, Joshua made an outstanding job over there. But Greg also defended his section very well. Alex had a very easy job. I don't attack this strong position over there. On the German side, Manuel took a lot of bullets. Christian also, but sometimes it happens. So no, especially medals for bravery can be handed over for this game, but I think they all fought very well. Also, it was a close game. The Germans are at force morale 3 and the Brits are at 0. But the Germans were very lucky with turn ending and double phases. It helped them very well. Would be great if you want to support us on Patreon, because every dollar helps. Then there is not much left to say, other than thank you for watching, and hope you join in next time when it's time for a battle report on Tabletop Generals. Bye!